Things are shifting and changing, and the world may be a very different place after these couple of days. Who knows what will happen? I'm Everett Curdy, and I want to be your guide as I walk you through the astrology of March 24th and 25th of this year. This time is powerful. We are entering eclipse season. We're going to have our first eclipse kickoff on March 25th. And I'm going to be here to talk about all the themes of that eclipse and what's going on, but also the other transits at the time. And then when I'm done talking about the astrology, I pulled oracle cards from The Wisdom of Avalon by Colette Baron Reid. So we'll talk about those oracle cards when we get there. But so on March 24th, Mars has just recently entered the sign of Pisces. And so when Mars is in Pisces, now is the time to use our imaginations, to really imagine the possibilities of our life, to imagine a house, a frog, a tree, a pumpkin, a, a natal chart, and have it just come to us by surrendering to the universe and allowing the spirit to just give us things that we are receiving at this time. This is a highly receptive time when Mars is in the divine feminine sign of Pisces. I like to think that that sign represents the divine feminine. It's all about trusting your intuition as well. Um, so I'm going to slow it down now. So trusting our intuition, the inner voice that sort of knows what to do and where to go at the right time. So this is good for trusting our intuition or building up our intuition and going with the flow of life. Letting the wind take us wherever it wants to go, like, Pocahontas's hair, flowing in the breeze. Just allowing life to sort of take us where it wants to and, adapting to the situations in our life. It can be very good for that. This can be indirect fighting. This can be fighting for something, but you're sort of going around the obstacle. You're sort of indirectly going at it. This is an invitation to allow us the time to change our mind, and have the freedom to do this, to have the freedom to change our mind. When we're thinking of, one thing and we think of another thing because our intuition is telling us one thing over here at one time and then it shifts to something else. We need to be adaptable to take risks, to just let our intuition guide the way during this time. This is also a time to be open to outcomes, be open to those kind of things like that, and leading with our feelings, letting our feelings guide the way of our life. This can also be a time where we might break free from our routines, break free from our, because Virgo is opposite Pisces. Virgo rules the humdrum, mundane routines. Virgo rules the A step, the B step, the C step. One foot, you're really putting one foot in front of the other with Virgo energy, and you have a schedule and you have a plan, but now it's time to surrender to the plan of the universe and allow the universe to create our routines. And it may be impractical. It may not make sense in the logical ego mind, but if we trust our right brain, if we trust our spirit, then we will find a lot of fortune and we will achieve a lot of success at this time. And this can be a time for peaceful warriors who approach life with grace. This is not a time to be super combative and super direct, where we may be feeling like we want to be peaceful, because Pisces is sort of the peace piper of the zodiac. It's the last sign of the zodiac, and we're sort of dissolving into the invisible and physical realms. When we're at Pisces, it represents the end stages of life. Um, so approaching life with grace as well. And one thing to note, be aware of passive aggressiveness. Be aware of if you're falling into that pattern of not feeling like you can fight for what you want to, because Mars and Pisces can feel because it's in the zone of being, dissolved with the all. That you're empathetic towards others, that it's hard that you surrender so much and you go with the flow so much that it's hard to stand up for yourself. It's hard to assert control. It may be difficult to assert your control at this time. And this is the universe's way of saying, relax and let the flow of life take you wherever it wants to take you. But beware of passive aggression and just choose to assert yourself in your life for what you need, what you want to get accomplished in your life when need be. Now, we also have Venus coming into a sextile with Jupiter. So Venus is in the sign of Pisces and Jupiter is in Taurus. So this brings good fortune. This is a time of being social, of maybe inviting friends over and hosting a party. This is wonderful social energy. This is a peaceful, harmonious energy. We're feeling like we want more serenity in our life, more beauty in our life, and more social activity in our life. We really want to get to know others and have conversations with others and understand the perspectives of other people. So we can feel happy and at peace with our lives at this particular time. And now it's time to share the good feelings that you may have during this transit. This is also a good time for dating if you're single. This is also a great time to travel to a new place, meet new people, broaden your horizons. Jupiter is all about broadening your horizons, expanding where you are, traveling to those long distance travel-like places. And the downside with this is watching towards overindulging in food or drink or alcohol or things like that. But this transit is really positive and it brings about optimism and abundance at this time. Now, one of the aspects that involves the lunar eclipse, which we're going to talk about, is the moon is going to trine Pluto in Aquarius. So this is time where we may want to be intimate, where we want to understand the partner and the other individual on a deep and intense level. We may be psychically sensitive at this time. And this is also a time where we want to push the boundaries of our life, where we want to really, because Pluto is all about getting to the bottom note of things, digging down deeper and deeper and deeper until you've reached the core of things. Pluto wants to always go, fall right off the edge of the cliff with things. And so this is where you can really take those risks that you want to take because of a desire that you have. And this transit can work really, really well for that. On March 25th, we do have the lunar eclipse. So the lunar eclipses are full moons on steroids. This is a time of culmination. This can be a time where we're releasing our emotions out. We're releasing the past, we're releasing what doesn't serve us anymore. Eclipses are times of change and transformation, a profound spiritual growth, a profound exploration of our soul journey in this lifetime, of moving up a level on the stair step of life, going, well, let me see here. I need to evolve into this, into that, and this eclipse is going to help me do that because it's going to present themes for me to release and let go of at this time. So this can be a completion of a journey, of a spiritual journey. And this is a time where we may alter our spiritual path, where people may be altering their spiritual path and their life path. This is a time for creating long-lasting, big changes in our life. This isn't the small changes. This is the big changes, the big things that we need to release. Because this is a supercharged full moon. This full moon, like every full moon, including this lunar eclipse, will reveal truth at this time. Will reveal huge truth. And so it's important to be open to the truth that is, and to the insights that are revealed to you, to the revelations and information that is revealed to you that puts something in your conscious mind saying, I need to release this and I need to release that. And be open to releasing. Don't be, stubborn and sticking to the old ways of doing things and sticking to the, your old life because it feels familiar and comfortable. Release what doesn't serve you. Hint, hint, an oracle reading coming to you later on. Um, but so yeah, it's about accepting what's brought to your attention. This is a time to detach, to get some perspective, and to just free yourself from anything that doesn't serve your evolution, that doesn't serve your soul path at this time. Um, Detach from what hinders you in your life. Um, and so Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of love, so we may be connecting with what we love in our lives, with whom it is that we love, with what it is that we love. Maybe it's an oracle deck that we form a close relationship with. Maybe it's a partner. Maybe it's, food that we feel bonded with, both physically and emotionally. This is also a time for self-love as well. Connecting with our hearts and allowing our hearts to guide us at this time. Living from the inside out and not the outside in. This is a big one. Or finding a sense of peaceful, inner, balanced, serene power within ourselves, where we're not washed out by all the noise in the news, by all the things, coming at us that, disrupt our inner peace. We're calm, we're grounded, we're centered, we're anchored in ourselves, in our souls, in our vibes and intuition. And um And we are living from that space of bliss, of calm, of peace, of love and joy, of those higher vibrations in our life. And we can be the calm in the storm. We can be, um, the ones that are very graceful in life. So this can also be good for having curiosity towards the perspectives of others, understanding other people's perspectives, understanding where they're coming from. Creating strong boundaries. This is yet another thing with this lunar eclipse. Not allowing others to step over our boundaries, because in truth, we are the only ones that break our own boundaries. It's not about other people, it's about us and our boundaries. So creating boundaries to the people that drain you, to the relationships that don't serve you, not allowing other people to have us sacrifice the choices that we want to make for what we want and need and desire in our lives. This is time to assess our relationships. What relationships no longer serve us? So align with you, your values, and your wants, needs, and desires. What is important to you? What do you need? What makes you feel at peace? What makes you feel good? What uplifts you? What brings you meaning and purpose? And what truly matters to you. Now's the time to connect to that. Um, because think of the full moon as releasing the shadow sides or whatever sign the full moon is in. The Aries sun is like the north node in Aries, and the moon in Libra is like the south node in Libra. So if the sun is in Libra and the moon is in Aries, we would be having a different conversation right now. So, the big question is, have you compromised your needs for the happiness and well-being of others? That's something to think about, and to not compromise your needs for the happiness of others. Are your relationships supportive to you, or are they not supportive to you? One of the positive qualities about Aries is that it can be very bold, it can be courageous, and it can be decisive. I know what I want. It's very, very simple. I know what I want, and here's what I'm going to do to go after it. This is the time to take action and to trust our gut instinct in our life. And we really possess everything that we need inside us, our rich inner sources of our innate power within us, of our instinct will and desire to, to do what we need and want to do. That's within us. The high road of Libra is about peace, and inner balance, and inner peace, as we talked about before. But at the shadow sides, Libra can be indecisive and passive, aggressive. That's another shadow side. Um, Sort of similar to Mars and Pisces, because Libra is getting so caught in with the other things and with the other ones. Getting so caught into the perspectives and wants and needs of the other, and considering the other, that you're stuck between a rock and a hard place and you can't make a decision, you can't act. You feel like you can't assert yourself and go after what you want. So, this can be following someone else's choices that compromise your own wants. Another downside of Libra energy is being manipulative, taking control of situations without fully addressing and asserting your needs. The question is, do you feel safe in your relationships to express your emotions, or do you not? Do you feel like there's space for you to do that? Do you feel like the person will understand and get you and, sympathize or empathize and try to help you? Or do you feel hindered, stuck, lonely, cut off, and isolated from the other person and disconnected from them because you feel like they won't understand you and support you? So, this is time to express our needs assertively and receive from others. Express our needs and then receive what others give us in response to our needs. Ideally, both partners in a relationship will give and receive from each other equally. Now, the lower vibration of Aries is aggressiveness, selfishness, and impulsiveness. We're thinking of ourselves, we act on impulse, not considering the needs and wants and feelings and perspectives of the other person. And we're dominating, we're asserting ourselves, we're actually turning into being aggressive, where we're bulldozing the other person involved, and we're stepping over their toes and not allowing them the space to breathe, not allowing their needs and wants to have, space, and for that to be important and for that to matter, really. This can be aggressiveness with controlling behavior. This can be demanding, bossy, and aggressive, dominating our partners. And the big question to ask here is, why are we fighting? What's the reason for fighting? What is the root cause of our anger? Why are we doing this? Why are we fighting? Why are we reacting or acting this way? When we can understand the real reason behind that and the real motivation behind that, we can have compassion for it. And we can choose to not fight or be aggressive, but assert our feelings into the mix, and assert how we feel and what we need and want in a diplomatic and assertive way. We can really get far with this time. What needs to be healed as well for us to grow at this time. And so a couple invitations here is to practice saying no during this time. When, a partner asks you something and it doesn't feel right to you at all, practice, just saying no and being true to yourself in that way. And so where are you suppressing your truth in order to please someone else? That's a really big question that is definitely worth considering at this time. Now, moving on to the Oracle card reading for these couple of days. For March 24th, the card that I got from Wisdom of Avalon is the Wealth card. And this deck is only read upright. There are no reverse cards. So, well, as you can see. So this deals with feeling emotionally satisfied with the things in your life, feeling content, feeling good about the things in your life. Wealth can represent real things like money and possessions and the physical, tangible things in your life, but it can also be a sense of inner wealth as well. It's not just dollars and coins, it's a sense of inner abundance. So now's the time to do things that make you feel abundant on an inner level, like making these videos make me feel abundant and like I've accomplished something very good and important when I make these videos. That's what makes me feel abundant. Pulling oracle cards makes me feel abundant. You know, spending time with family, reading, you know, a good book, all these kind of things. So do what makes you feel abundant on an inner level at this time. So, you know, what makes you feel prosperous as well? What is true prosperity to you? And it's good to meditate on that at this time and do what makes you feel prosperous. And also share your wealth and abundance with others. Share your, you know, share what you like doing that make you feel abundant with others. Like show them the video. Um, you know, show them and talk about the book that you're reading with them. Pull down the blind to see the darkness and look into the night sky with another person because that brings you peace to do that. So, you know, it's those kind of things. Now, on March 25th, I pulled a couple cards. The first card that I got is the frog, as you can see right here. And this is all about cleaning house. This is about decluttering anything that doesn't serve you in your life, anything that weighs heavily on your heart. It's like you have this, you know, you have this monkey on your back, you can't get rid of it. You have this weight that you're carrying on your shoulders. Now's the time to declutter it, and that may be letting something out of your chest that you need to let out, that you've been holding within yourself, and you know, releasing that. Maybe it's letting go of a relationship that doesn't serve you, or a job that doesn't serve you, um, and you know, or a physical thing that doesn't bring you peace. So what no longer holds water and you know, fulfills you in your life. Now it's the time to let go. And what don't you feel positive about in your life? And so the another question to ask is, does your relationships and your environment support your life's journey at this time, or does it not? What do you need to release and clean up, or you know, reorganize this time and let go of at this time? Now, the final card I pulled is Birth Rebirth. So this is about, you know, think of like when spring comes, you know, the grass comes up, the flowers come up. This may be new life that may be coming to you. So now's the time to celebrate the new life and the new beginning starting to get formed at this time. You've sort of gone through the birthing process. The birthing process wasn't easy. It wasn't graceful. It wasn't speedy or flashy or cool or a walk in the park. It may have been difficult, but now's the time where you're reaping the rewards of all the work that you have been doing, and you can allow new life to sort of come to you. So you've done all of the work, and now it's time for the end sweet results of victory that you can enjoy. So enjoy the work, whatever it is that you have done up until this point, and pat yourself on the back for that. Pat yourself on the back for all of the work that you've done, for all the things that you've accomplished, for how you've grown. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge how far you've come um, at this time with the work you've done. Because new life is certainly, you know, coming, and it's so fitting because we are in springtime at this point. So definitely. Um, So that is your video for March 24th and 25th. Let me know if you found value from this video by commenting below. Please consider sharing this video and like it so it can be seen by more people. And I would recommend that you would subscribe to my channel. Bye for now, everyone.